My wife and I have had an unbelievable life together. And my boy Will Smith said one time, he said it to Jada, he goes, we are walking our separate lives together. And that's the deal with me.
Clearly.
Whatever. Yeah, I believe.
I mean, clearly.
Well, let me tell you, I love Will Smith.
Did you talk to him after the slap?
Yeah, I love Will Smith. And one of the reasons I'm even at this thought process that I'm at is because of his teachings and his learnings and his helping you on with it. Dog, you know how hard I was so happy I had daughters. My wife wanted boys. I was like, I remember when I got hair on my penis after everybody else. I remember my voice changing. I remember I can smell what a girl shampoo she's using. And I remember when those hormones were so amazing that my brain would want to explode. And it was so hard growing up like that as a boy. You don't realize it. And then I had daughters and I realized they go through the same shit, but different, but the same shit. So everybody was like, you let your boyfriend come over? Yeah. You don't, no, I'm not going to sit there and act like a bulldog and what? No, she's a human. She's living all the life experience, bro. I know it sounds bullshit. I don't. And when I remember I broke up with this girl, I'm not going to say her name, Sherry, because I never mentioned her name. And she was dating this dude inside of Herbie Hancock's band. And my heart was so broke, man. It was my high school girl and college girl, and I'm thinking that, you know what? She had time today, cuz. She had time. She had a spark. That was their chart. You're going to get to a point that you either can keep going or you can't, and then you got to do something else.
Right.
Right? They call it trauma. I call it life.
Mm.
So going back real quick with the Will Smith, so the whole slap situation, you think it had nothing to do with Jada messing around with a boy the age of his son?
No, they were at the Oscars. I don't think, no.
Like an accumulation of things is building up and then...
No, Will don't play about Jada. Period. Whatever we all say, Will don't play about Jada. If that's what Jada wanted to do in their life experience, walking together but being separate, and then they got on their show like this and had the conversation so people can see how to have that conversation and still be in a union. People looked at it the wrong way. He had a conversation with his wife for us because they knew it was a great time for us to learn how to look at things differently. And I think it opened not just up the eyes saying whatever, it made you figure out your inefficiencies and your lack and your lack of abundance or your feeling of lack. So, he always protected Jada. And at that time, he felt that's what he needed to do. I bet you hindsight is 20/20, but, he was free. After that, nobody was looking for Will. Will was hiking across the world. He was in the
He sure wasn't looking for him.
He was in Dubai. Then camera caught him in Dubai. You know why? Because nobody wanted to see what Will was doing. He was free.
Okay, so now this may be different. Do you feel like he did the right thing?
Right at that moment?
Yeah, at that moment.
I think he would take the moment back.
Right.
I bet but it's all moments in time. I know I'm sounding like, but if you don't, you will go crazy. I bet you if he had a chance to I shouldn't have gone up on stage. I should have punched his ass in the back when nobody was seeing him.
The joke wasn't even that serious, John. You're a comedian. The joke wasn't even that intense. That joke was light.
I bet you at that time,
that shit was light.
Whatever was guiding, he was fighting because he didn't follow through. He smacked and leaned back. Whatever was happening that night just wasn't
right.
Total. I bet you if he could take it back, he would, but he can't, so we got to move forward with it because that's what happens in life, You got to keep going, keep moving. And like Kanye, you think Kanye wanted to take back George Bush? You think he wants to take that back? yeah, he didn't want to. I bet if he now would he had said it different, he probably would have said, "I don't think George is doing enough for black folks." Maybe he wouldn't have used the word racist.
Right.
You think he would have took that back?
I think he would have
I
said
think he
it
would have
different.
doubled down.
No,
I think he would have went again.
I think he would. I think he would have said literally, George Bush does not care about black people. I don't think he would have said George Bush is a racist. I think I don't think he would have threw all of that in. I
Right.
think he would have said he's not caring about people, and I think he would have taken back, interrupted Taylor Swift. But all of these things, as Kanye said, everything I'm not makes me everything I am. So this is just my idea of life, man. And if somebody said to me, so if your wife was like you guys, if your wife was doing, hey, man, happens every day, fam. Happens every day.
It's happening
You know what I'm
now.
saying? Yo, like my man said, yo, niggas get smacked every day, son. You know, but I just think, one, it was unfortunate for both of them. It was unfortunate for Chris, but I think Chris handled it unbelievably.
Didn't he though?
Like, what other way were you going to handle it? Were they going to start scrapping?
That would have been awful.
Yeah,
Right, if they would've started-
that's
That would
worse.
have
That's
been, that would
worse.
have been awful.
That's
But
worse.
for him to have that restraint was amazing.
And then to continue on reading thing going.
Do the show and keep it going. Throw a couple more jokes in there.
Questlove got up there and was like, y'all took my moment. Get up here.
What do you think about the stand-up, Kristen?
I think it was great Chris Rock stand-up. I think he felt he had to do what he did and say what he said. And I think for people who needed him to say that, and for himself, I think he did a good job for saying it, what he felt.
I think it was great.
I think because everybody else is on the couch watching. So I think as a performer, entertainer, comedian, he had to let you know, let you see what that was feeling like. I just think so.
For real.
Shit.